everyone, it's Glenny here at the Chilton Public Library with part 6 of Restorative Yoga for Beginners, Gentle Poses for Relaxation and Healing. And our sequence today is called Nourish the Roots, which looks rather wonderful. And today it's Happy New Year. So this is the beginning of January, and this is a simple 20-minute series of 4 poses. There's supported bridge, supported pigeon, supported child's pose, and restoration frog. And we'll go through those together. What you will need is a yoga strap, 2 blocks, hardcover books if you don't have 2 blocks, a rolled up blanket, a blanket roll, and I think that's really all you need. And follow along. Our first pose will be supported bridge, and let's see if we can find that. So what we'll be doing is that. That's the first pose. And we're going to need a strap around our knees to keep our legs from splaying out or splaying in. They kind of help us track our knees over our ankles. That will be our first one. Let me just show you like that close up all of our poses. And there are modifications. This is supported pigeon. So with this form of yoga, restorative yoga, it's not about movement and sequences and cardio or heat building. It's really about rest, restoration, hence restorative. And so if you've started out the new year by walking a lot or skiing or getting back on some kind of a physical routine, well done. And this would be a nice complement to whatever else you're doing to allow your muscles to relax and restore. How's that for that? And supported pigeon and frog will be one of the last ones. This where we lie on our pelvis is supported by a long rolled blanket. Our feet are up on our bolster. And then our last one is supported child's pose, I do believe. And we will get to that when we get to that. So first off, let's find our way to our supported bridge pose. We're going to come to our mat and find your blocks. You're going to need your blocks and your strap. The strap, simply make a circle and adjust it so that your feet, I'm going to take my socks off for this one because we will be on our feet. Often I keep my socks on because it gives a nice warm, fuzzy feel. So I will be re-anointing the socks before too long. So basically hip distance apart, knees open, not glued together. And we're simply finding our way down. So scoot yourself up, roll your way back. Find your 2 blocks. We're going to have 1 block actually, and it's going to be on its lowest dimension. So we're not going way up high. Let's start by taking your feet close to as close as is comfortable to your sit bones. Hands by your side, palms down to start out with. We're going to do a couple of pelvic tilts where you inhale a heavy tailbone, feeling that going down into the ground, and exhaling, curling it up. Inhale, heavy. Exhale, curl. And just play with a little pelvic tilting to create a little kindness and mobility there. And then as you're ready, you're going to press through your feet, roll yourself up into a bridge. And find the place that's comfortable for you. I like to do a long ways on my back here. And find the place that's comfortable. Then it says to take your arms out to the cactus position. So we're in cactus. Out to a T and then bent elbows, palms up. And here we're allowing the strap to prevent our knees from splaying out and to give us a little sensation of tracking a little bit. Keeps us together a little bit. And here we just simply breathe. Let's focus on our 3 full breaths, whatever that means to you, where you inhale fully and exhale fully. I go in through the nose and out through the mouth. Noticing your feet on the floor, knees over ankles. Imagining them on sort of cross-country skis or railroad tracks, perhaps. Your toes are leading the way. And we're settling in. The book recommends 3 to 5 minutes in this posture. Breathing. A supported bridge mini meditation. If your mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. Every time you notice a daydream, come back to your inhale. As you inhale, your belly rises. And as you exhale, your belly falls. Rising with the inhale and falling with your exhale. And then as you're ready, focus on your feet and sort of press your feet into the ground as you gently and slowly lift your hips towards the sky and remove the block, and gradually, vertebra by vertebra, roll yourself down. Perhaps take your hands back down by your side at a 45, palms up, as again we reconnect with pelvic tilting, inhaling and exhaling. Play around with what feels right to you. Curling up, heavy tailbone down. And then take your knees towards your chest. Remove the strap, give yourself a hug. Let's take our hands to our knees. Inhaling, straightening the elbows. Exhaling, hugging in, Apanasana. Inhaling, lengthening the arms. Exhaling, hugging them in. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, hug in. And then let's simply roll to our right side. Pause for a breath or two. And then gradually find your way back to sitting as we prepare to find our way into our next supported pose, which will be finding my, here it is, supported pigeon. This one we're going to take our bolster or 2 blankets that you've rolled up together to sort of get to these dimensions. And you're going to put that on your mat, and you're going to all fours, come to all fours by your mat here. And you're going to want, as you come down, your one cheek is going to be on there, so you're going to want your head to come down. Slide your left knee forward and on your bolster, and your right back, one forward, the other back, and then gradually take your hands on either side and allow yourself to sort of push through your hands, create length. Inhale, and then with your exhale, gradually drape yourself along your bolster. I'm going to take my glasses off. And take your head to the cheek to the right, one cheek on the mat. And again, they recommend this one for 3 to 5 minutes. Again, as we find our way, palms, let's find out where, I like my palms forward. They have them down. So your forearms are on the ground, your hands are on the ground, your long leg going back, your bent knee forward to find your way into this nice supported pigeon. And as you're here, follow your breathing. And I will share with you as you're here that this gently stretches your hip rotators, including the piriformis muscle and hip flexors, such as the psoas muscle, the deep hip flexor muscles that can become chronically contracted if you spend a lot of time sitting. It also supports your hips in healthy, normal external rotation, countering the effects of sitting and walking. It can also alleviate lower back, hip, and sciatic nerve pain. So that's a wonderful thing. It says of that, irritation of the sciatic nerve, which travels from your lower back down the back of each leg, can produce a burning sensation from your buttocks down your legs. This irritation can be caused by a disc injury, in which case you should definitely see a doctor, or a tight piriformis muscle, which is a small muscle deep in your buttocks. Fortunately, the latter can be relieved by gentle and regular stretching of the piriformis through poses like supported pigeon. If you suffer from sciatic pain and find this pose helpful, it often helps relieve that problem. It can relieve the pressure. By all means, it says you can do this every day if you like. And again, as your mind wanders, focus on inhaling and exhaling. A nice, fluid, even breathing, where your inhale perhaps is the same length as your exhale. If you're hearing crinkling, that's the heat in the ceiling. It's not your machine, the computer, that's at this end. Perhaps on your next exhale, turn your head the other way. Other cheek to the bolster. Again, rising with your inhale and relaxing with your exhale. Growing with your inhale. Sinking comfortably with your exhale. And as you're ready, take your weight and push into your forearms. Rise yourself up slowly and gradually back to your all four place. Stay in that position. You're simply going to switch directions. I'm going to change directions so that I don't have my back of my head to you. So we're going to take this time we're going to take our right leg forward, left leg back. Again, sort of square up yourself, play around a little bit so that you can find a nice place for your bolster. It should, like the top of your pelvis perhaps. And then gradually inhale length and exhale a gradual pouring of yourself down onto your bolster. And again, forearms on the ground. You're not dumping any weight here, so maybe perhaps hover your forearms and hands gently and then gradually greet the ground. Really soft, gentle greeting of the ground. Our long leg is long, and in my case, my right leg is bent forward. Supported pigeon. Let's take 5 nice, long, full breaths here to find our way comfortably into it. These restorative poses are wonderful ways to follow your breath and notice what areas of your body are resisting, what areas are perfectly content, and where's the resistance. And breathing into it. Sometimes the places where we hitch or catch are guarded places where we tend to hold our breath around them. So to simply bring nice, smooth, fluid breathing into those areas can be very helpful. Again, as your mind wanders, inhale rising, exhale falling. Or inhaling growing, expanding, and exhaling melting. Thinking of your body as a bellows, where with each inhale, perhaps you're growing and stretching the wrinkles and the folds of your bellows, and as you exhale, you're sort of squeezing them together. And as you inhale, you're growing them apart. And as you're ready, turn your head to center. Come back up to all fours, slowly, slowly, slowly. As we find our way, I'm going to put your sock back on if you need your socks back on. Before, when we were doing the lifted bridge, I like to not have socks on for that unless you have non-skid socks, so you don't have to worry about sliding on your mat. Okay. What's our next restorative posture? As we're looking, sit tall, Find an easy pose. Inhale, length from the base of your spine all the way out to the crown of your head. And exhale, ease. And just grow here and be here with your breath. As I find our next posture, posture number 3 of 4 today. Which will be supported child's pose. This is where we have blocks as well as our bolster that we're going to be draping ourselves upon. So let's find our way to all fours. Again, all fours, we're taking our bolster towards the top of your mat. Here it says, come to your hands and knees and bring your big toes together. Keep your knees wide and sit back on your heels. Place one block between your knees and the other block just in front of it. So like, I think it's going long ways. So this is a 2 blocker like this. And then our bolster is going to come on top like this. Now you could put them flat or you can put them on the long edge. We'll try and see what feels best. This is about playing around, experimenting, finding what feels good for you. So our bolster's on top of our blocks between our knees. Make them wide, toes touching. Using your arms for support, bow forward onto the bolster and place your abdomen, heart, and either cheek on the bolster. And again, find your breathing here. Relax your arms. And halfway through, we'll turn our head. So my elbows tend to touch my knees, but play with what feels right to you. Thinking of each breath nourishing, each inhale sipping through your nose, exhaling through your nose. As you find your mind wandering, bring it back to the breath. Fully experiencing your inhale and fully expressing your exhale. A nice pause, a nice pattern interrupt. If you catch yourself figuring out, oh, I need to do this, 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 and this, just take a breath, inhale, let it go. It'll be there later. For now, be here now with your breathing. And then take your other cheek, turn your head so that your other cheek is on halfway through. We forgot to do that with the last one. It's nice to have sort of half of the time on one side, half on the other side. expansive inhales, followed by full, complete exhales. And as you're ready, take your forehead to the bolster, slide your hands back, sit it back up on your heels, and find your way again into a comfortable seated pose where we can reconnect, find your easy pose. Maybe your wrists, backs of your wrists on your knees, palms up, or you can have your knees, hands, palms down. Your preference, whatever feels right to you in this moment. And again, inhale length from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head, thinking of growth, expansive, and then with each exhale, maintain that height, that easy height. Our last pose today is Restorative Frog, a hip opener. So for this one, we're going to take our bolster to the back of our mat, and we're going to take our roll, our blanket roll, so that our hips, again, we're going to have our feet on the bolster in the back, and come to all fours where your blanket is going to be sort of by your pelvis. And in fact, here we are. Let's inhale, look up, drop your belly, exhale. Tuck your chin, tuck your tail, cat, cow. Let's do maybe 5 of these with our breathing. And if that doesn't feel good with your knees up on your bolster, you can put them on the floor. Find your way to neutral pelvis, neutral spine. We're going to take our knees wide. Is it true? Ah, yes. Our knees are going to go wide, and the insides of our feet are going to be on our bolster. You're going to come forward. Your blanket roll is on supporting your pelvis. So carefully lower yourself down onto your abdomen so that the blanket roll supports your pelvis. Bend your knees and bring your feet together, knees wide, placing the inner edges of your feet on the bolster. Feel free to move the bolster further back or closer to you so that you find that place that feels just right and support it. Make a pillow with your hands and rest one cheek down. Remember, like last time, you're going to do half of our period of time one way, half the other. Again, they say 3 to 5 minutes is an ideal amount of time for this one. 5 nice, long, deep breaths to help us settle in. As your mind wanders, bring your attention back to your breath. Listening to your body, noticing what you notice. Perhaps breathing ease into any areas of resistance you may be feeling. Inhaling opening and exhaling ease. This is a nice hip opener, so stay here as I read to you a little bit about a tip Try placing your forehead on your hands here and close your eyes, bringing your awareness to the center of your forehead. Feel your inner gaze opening and let critical thinking give way to your natural intuition. So you can, rather than having one cheek or the other, take your forehead to your hands. Sometimes the pressure of your hands or the floor on your forehead, that action can be very relaxing. Benefits of this pose are that it gently stretches your groin muscles and inner thighs to relieve tension. It also helps prevent groin strain if you're tight in this area. Lying face down has been found to improve oxygenation and respiration, and it also invites a blissful sense of support, connection, and nurturing. And again, as you're ready, lift your head, slide your hands back very gently, roll back, come to all fours, come forward off of your bolster, and let's find our way back again to another nice, easy pose. Hands on knees, sitting tall, inhaling together, exhaling. Inhaling length from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And exhaling ease. Let's inhale. Lift your chin up with an inhale. And exhale, take your chin down towards your chest. Inhaling. Drawing a line with your nose up to the sky. And exhaling, nose gradually taken down to the ground, stretching the back of your upper spine. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. And then let's just take a few little wiggles. Let's do some back strokes, keeping your hands on your knees. One way and then the other way. Oh, whatever that is. And then let's take our arms up to the sky. You're going to exhale, take your left hand to your right knee and your right arm back behind you. And let's just take 3 breaths here. Inhaling back to center. As we take our arms up to the sky and exhale your right hand to your left knee, left hand back behind you, 3 breaths here. On your next inhale, come forward. I want to thank you for joining me today for another routine out of Julia Clarke's Restorative Yoga for Beginners, Gentle Poses for Relaxation and Healing. There's still a few more left in here, so I think next time we'll be exploring, today was Nourish the Roots. Next time we'll be back to Bliss, and there'll be 6 postures next week. So I hope you've enjoyed. Sorry about the lights. If you don't move around enough, they go out, which just means we're very relaxed here at the Chilton Public Library. I hope you are too. See you next time. Bye.